Hello everyone, I'm Ale and welcome to my teeny tiny channel. Today I wanted to share my experience about learning Japanese as a full-time employee. I've been studying Japanese for more than 2 years and last December I managed to pass the N4 JLPT exam. I'm able to hold on basic conversation, and last year while visiting Japan for work purposes, I was able to survive just fine with the skills I acquired. So if you also want to learn Japanese while being busy with a full-time job or something else, I hope this might be useful to you. Before anything else, the first and most important thing that you need to have is a reason, a valid reason of why you want to study a certain language, in this case Japanese. This reason is not only the big push for you to start, but it will be the main focus for you to keep going on. When things are getting tiring and you get very fed up with everything you study, or you're not making through a tough topic, take paper and pen or just a note and try to think very hard on why you want to study Japanese and what will be the things that will keep you from stopping studying Japanese. For me, it's my goal to study my master's in Japan. This is why I try my best to learn as much Japanese I can even before going to Japan. So there I can focus my energy and time not only on studying Japanese but other things that are also as important. Once you have your reason, it's time to make the second step, that is to set a goal in a certain amount of time. The reason why it's very important is because you tend on losing energy if you're not focusing on anything. So having a goal and a deadline helps a lot. For me, for example, was the JLPT exam. At the end of the year, my goal is always to take the JLPT exam. So I have a deadline. I know that till a certain date I have to study certain arguments, and not only, I also have to make preparations for the tests and solidify all my knowledge. One simple tool that you can use is of course a calendar. I recommend having one with all the months of the year, even digitally or better even printed out, and the second one having it monthly. So on the monthly one you can take notes about your lessons and the arguments you want to do, while on the year one you can mark the every day you study, so you have an overall picture of how much you have been studying over the year. This is very important, especially when your motivation starts to run down, because you have a visual simulation of how much work you have already done, how much you have already studied. So it's a big visual suggestions to keep going on and continuing doing your best as before. And it's always very rewarding at the end of the year or of the month to look back and see how much effort you have put it in and how proud, of course, you are of yourself that you are keep going even though there was this or another reason for you to stop studying. That brings us to the third point. So if you're struggling to be regular with your studying and your goals, make yourself accountable with different means. That would be sharing your goal with a friend, with a community, or with a teacher, so they can keep you in check, and also they will be very curious to know about how things are going. So this will be a motivation on top of your reason to study. In my case, I was very lucky that I got to study with my best friend. So when we get together, we just sometimes notice that one or the other scrolls a little bit too much on Instagram. So we're like, oh, you're not studying so much anymore, or oh, how about this kanji? Did you forget what it means? So if you're this type of person, it's very important to solve this problem very early on and finding a support team, a support person that will be by your side. The fourth point brings us finally into the practical part of this. That would be finding the right tools for your level. From a beginner to intermediate level or advanced, you need to have the right things to work on, and that would be a textbook or anything with a set clear program and explanation with exercises with which you can solidify whatever you're learning. You need also a tutor. Even if you're self-taught and you don't follow a course, you can just find somebody online that can check on your homework. It's very important, especially early on, that you're not learning things in the wrong way. Especially Japanese, they have very unique writing systems and it's quite easy to make mistakes. I pretty much recommend not to skip this step and find someone that can check on your homework. Textbook wise, it's up to you. There are a lot of resources around. Most of them are in English and even available on some website, but if you are studying in a particular language, I'm sure you can find on Amazon or other websites textbooks in your language. At least for the first period, it would be nice to have it in your language so you can cover the basics in the most comprehensible way. Then maybe if you're a bit more advanced, you can also buy only Japanese textbook, but for that you need somebody that would be able to clarify if you have any doubts about its content. And to end it, you need of course a pen and a notebook. Some people also recommend to get special notebooks for writing kanji or so on. In my opinion, that is very superficial. If you want, you could, but I use whatever notebook I have. This said, if you feel more comfortable having the right tools, you can find them online, but you can save yourself a lot of money by utilizing the tools you already have, or just if you have a printer, you can print yourself anything you want from internet, like some pages for writing proper kanji. A small advice of mine, it's maybe to start writing with a pen that can be erased, or with a pencil, because you would make a lot of mistakes and it's important for you to be able to go back and maybe erase something. So this will make your experience better. Regarding websites and other app tools, there are many things you can utilize and some are even free, but in my opinion the best thing you can do is to start slow, consulting one tool at a time. And if you're not sure about something and you want to solidify some knowledge, feel free to use any web material available. In this case, just please check that they are legit. Don't follow just any YouTube video. They might be making the same mistakes as you and not even noticing it. With the next point, I want to close this practical part of the video, and it would be about passive learning. So even though it's very hard at the beginning because your knowledge is quite low, I think the best thing you can do is to take advantage of your free time by studying some more Japanese. I don't mean literally studying, but you can just be listening to music, watching some animation with subtitles. Yes, even though you're reading subtitles, it's okay because you are getting used to the phonetic. So you can just watch YouTube, so follow Japanese content creators that have subtitles and that maybe speak slowly so you can understand them. Otherwise, there are also some small stories online taught by Japanese people you can listen to, and even though you don't understand what they are saying, you can grasp the overall meaning, and that's the first step of learning any language. So make sure before opening any other app for entertaining to have some other options where you can just study a bit of Japanese. A bit of time here and there really adds up and fuels your studying experience and your learning curve. So please make sure to give it a try. Even if you're working as I am and you have a break here and there, or after lunch you still have those 10-15 minutes, don't just throw it away. If you have the energy afterwards to still keep working and growing through your day, I think you would be very glad to put some of this towards yourself, towards your learning, something new and exciting. So I would like to close this video with this last 6th point. It's not about how many times you stop, it's about how many times you start again. As long as you are picking it up again, you are winning, because it's one more point for you learning and not just giving up. So even if you're being constant and then for a week you're not studying no more, it's okay. You don't have to be perfect. It's impossible to be perfect. The real important thing is to pick it up again. As a working adult with many responsibilities, I get tired, as every one of us. We are just humans. I just want to lay a bit and rest. And this is also part of life, so don't beat yourself if you skipped a bit of study time. The important part is when you think about it, it's to pick it up. Like right here, right now, it's the moment to start again. It doesn't matter how much time it passed between the last time and now. If it came to your mind that you want to do it, just do it. If you're watching this video, it means you are a fighter, you want to do something, you want to learn more. So it's one more reason for you just to close everything and start to do it. Try with the easier things first. I always start with kanji because I just need to memorize them, and then I'd be like, okay, I've done kanjis, I can also do this exercise, it looks quite okay. And once I've done that, I'm like, well, I've done this too one, well, I can just end it with reading something and making some listening exercises, and this is how it brings you back on studying and on your track. So, and if you're never stopping and give up, you're superhuman, great on you. But if you do, it's also fine. Just pick it up again. Like right now, just take a piece of paper and a pen and just start to do it. So these are the things that kept me in check all this year and kept me studying, and they will be still working for a lot more time. I hope this video will be useful to you, and good luck on your studies. Bye!